I just connected Claude Code to Google Workspace. One CLI, one request, and it's all sorted. We've now got direct access to Google Sheets, Drive, Gmail, Docs, and of course slides as well, with 92 built-in skills for our very own Claude Code agents to help handle it from day one. This is the way for you to be able to use Claude Code and Google's Workspace from now on. In this video, I'll walk you through how we can actually get it set up, how we can actually authenticate our connection, and show you how we're able to get some example outputs. And of course, if you want to really enhance them, we've got our Claude Code skills video, which covers that in more depth. And just before we go through and get everything set up, it's worth noting that this is an open source project from the official Google developer team, but it's not with their official backing of support. And of course, it's still under active development at the moment. So things are breaking and they're constantly changing and improving everything as we go through. So when you come across to GitHub and you look through all of the different files and folders, you'll note that it's under the official Google Workspace repository. But if we come down here, it is noted straight away that, as we can see here, is under active development. And if we come all the way down the bottom, it's not an officially supported Google product. So yes, it comes from the official Google team, but it's not officially supported at the moment. So to get it working, first of all, we need to come across to either Cursor or VS Code just to make sure that we've got a folder set up. So as we can see here, quickly in Cursor, on the left-hand side, I've got my project open, which is called Marketing SEO Tool. And on the right-hand side, we've got Claude Code started up as well, ready to go. Now we need to come through and install the Google Workspace CLI so that we can actually run everything locally. And I'm going to be using this on Mac OS, so it may differ slightly if you're on Windows. So next, we need to come through to our Claude Code instance and just go through and say, hey, please can you go through and make sure that we've got everything installed from this GitHub repository, including the skills and everything like that, to make sure that we're able to use the CLI commands within Claude Code. We're then going to simply go back across to our GitHub repository. And then what we should see in here is, of course, we've got all of the different skills that we'll be able to use, all the different commands and everything like that, including some pre-built workflows to, of course, get the best outputs. Again, all of these are markdown format files. So if we just come across to code, as you can see here, it's just simply explaining what it should do with what skill to get a specific output. There's lots of other parts in here, so it's just going to go through, make sure that we've got everything we need for it to run later on. So we're going to copy the URL, come back across, and then we're just going to paste it into here. We're just going to do workspace/CLI. Then we're going to press enter. Now it should start going through and making sure that we've got everything set up locally for us to be able to use it. Now, whilst this is running through, as mentioned, there have been a few errors for people here and there. So as we just go through and get everything set up, if you do run into any issues, check, of course, within GitHub. If we come back up to the top, they've got the issues tab here for anything that's been raised, but also just chat to Claude Code and it'll be able to explain anything that it thinks you should do. Great. And as you can see, this has gone through and just completed. On the left-hand side, we've now got all of the skills for us to be able to use. Of course, we can make sure that Claude can access these across all of our projects in the future by making them global skills as well. What we'll see is on the right hand side here, all of the different commands are executed. So now we know we've got everything set up. As we can see, we've got a couple of different skills, as we can see here, with 92 different ones for us to be able to interact with our Google accounts. So to go through and get this all connected, we need to come across to Google Console. And then to show you how to do this from scratch, we're going to come up to the top left-hand side. We're going to come through and create a new project. I'm just going to call this our Claude integration. We've got our account and everything connected there. We're going to do create. Now this is going to go through and set up our new specific project for us. And we'll see it in the top right hand side, as we can see there. And now we can select that specific project. So to get it connected, we'll come down to APIs and services. We'll come across to OAuth consent screen first. We're then going to come down to our audience section. We're going to do get started. We're going to give it a name. So in this use case, again, it's just Claude and then code, for example. We're going to add our reference email in there. We're going to do next. We're going to keep it internal, so only our team within the organization can use it. We'll do next. We're going to add a contact email address in there for us to use. We're going to say agree and continue and create. You can use it in the external version if you want, just to have specific personas for it to access. Now, once that's done, we're going to come back up. We're just going to search for API and then services, as we can see here, because we need to come through to credentials and we need to make sure to create an OAuth credential for us to use. So we'll click on this. We'll come down to application type. We're going to do desktop app for us to use. We're going to call it again Claude Code for us to keep track of it. And we're going to do create. Now we're going to get our IDs and of course our client security, but actually we want to come through and download it as JSON. So we'll click download and save it somewhere safe. So now I've just saved that locally. As we can see here, we've got it referenced and ready to go. And you can always click into it, come back into here and create a new secret if you need to. So now you want to come through to your GWS folder for the Google Workspace folder that we just created. And we want, of course, to add the document into there. So once you've got it set up in here, so there we go. We've now got the client secret in here for us to be able to use, of course, with our credentials that we just created within our account. So we'll come back across to Google Console. We'll come up and just come back to APIs and services. On the left-hand side here, you'll see Enable APIs and Services. Just make sure to press plus, because then you'll see a almost market space storefront where we'll be able to go through and search for the different ones. So for example, we can do Drive in here to activate Google Drive. Again, we'll come through and just enable this one. Then we know it's enabled because you get this screen instead. We're going to come back, enable, of course, Google and then Docs instead. So we'll go through, enable Google Docs API, and we'll just repeat these for all of the key ones. We'll enable it for Google Slides. We'll enable it for Calendar. We'll enable it for Gmail as well, so it's got all of the emails. We'll enable it for Google Sheets. Then, once they're all installed, we're going to come back across to our cursor instance. So now, to authenticate us to be able to run this, we're just going to enter this command here and press enter. Now we should be able to see all of the different scopes. So we should be able to press A for all of them to be toggled on or off. And we can just press enter to confirm it's up and ready. Now we need to copy this link here, or you can simply command and click if you're on Mac. We're going to open this up, and then it's going to simply ask us to log into our account. We're going to choose the one that, of course, we set the Google console up under. It will ask you this screen here just to confirm that you're happy for it to have access to everything. We're going to do allow, which will enable us to close this window. And just before we go through and properly start testing it out, we're just going to run this command here just to see if it can list back 5 specific pages for us to see that we really do have that connection. So as we can see here, we've got an AI strategy document, a list of some US towns, we've got reconnecting nurture campaigns, and some Go high-level automations in there as well. So we know it's now definitely able to access all of our elements within Google's Workspace. So now we can actually use the power of Claude Code. So we can come back across. We can come down to where previously installed all the skills. We can then come through and say, grab the latest unread emails from today and score them by priority. So we should get some elements there. It's checking the authentication first, checking that it can pull all that data through. Auth looks good, which is fantastic. So we know it's all ready to go. And there we go. We've got some emails that came back. We've got the usual marketing ones that I get through here. We've got some priority ones, lower priority ones, and ones that we really need to go back through incredibly quickly as a priority. So imagine that you couple this with maybe a loop command, or we've got those scheduled tasks that you can do. Now you can have that automated process of getting emails and updates ready to go straight away, and even plugged into local host dashboards or mission control for us to be able to use. We're going to go through another quick example. So let's take it to the next level and really test. We're going to say create a Google Slides presentation about AI and automation for SMBs, which is small and medium-sized businesses in 2026, using my black and gold color scheme that, of course, I use in all the presentations. So we're going to send this off. Now, of course, we're using the greatest model, Opus, to help get these outputs. Amazing. And in just over 2 minutes, we've got it here. So we can just click to open this link. We're going to do open. And now, as we can see here, we've got the first iteration back, which, to be honest, doesn't look very good. And if we wanted to go through and massively improve the outputs, we could. And we can do that nice and simply by using some Claude Claude skills. If you want to do that, make sure to check out the other video I've got on my channel, and we'll walk you through how to do that. Another example that we're able to do as well is we can come through and say, please can you come through and create a quick explainer guide that explains what we did in this video, how to get the outputs, plus some example prompts that we want them to use within a Google Docs document. I'll then be able to come across to a YouTube video I've done in the past. This one was all about using Google's anti-gravity and of course their new Stitch product to be able to go through and get the outputs of great UI. So what we're going to do now is we're simply going to copy the video URL here. So we'll come down and copy this one here. I'll come back across the cursor, paste in there and send it off. And now it should be able to go through, actually get the transcript from that specific video, and then we'll be able to create it into a nice formatted document for us to use. And there we go, just after 3 minutes, we got it back. So let's come through and check it out. And as we can see that again, this isn't using any of the custom skills, but we've now got that fully developed document so that we're able to get at least a starter output for us to refine. And it's got all of the points in there that we mentioned in the video. Of course, what we would want to use is really enhance this with our Claude Code skills using the great new feature that we've got from Claude. And if you want to do that, check out my other video on the channel and we walk you through how to do that to create amazing skills. That's everything for this video, and I truly think this makes Google integration with Claude Code absolutely unbeatable. I think it's also a big problem because of course that's why we natively wanted to use platforms like anti-gravity. So now that we've got it into Claude Code, it's really stepping up that competition because we don't have this differentiation of features. If you want to learn more about AI and automation, make sure to come across to our community, and of course stay tuned for more around AI automation, and have a great day.